It's
Let's just all go to their channel.
hey, we're live.
We are live.
Right.
So
We're live right
not
now?
doing 30 seconds?
We just did.
You fucking lied to me.
It just
Wait,
fucking
All right,
happened.
so are we ready to
That was
start
the-
this?
Yep.
Fastest 30 seconds ever.
We'll give it 15 seconds and then we're going.
Hey, Facebook says we're live.
What's up, everybody? I'm Big Lovin, and this is Don DellaSnooch. And these two fucks are Dave and Jason from a Gen X point of view. Welcome to
Yes.
episode 33, Saturday Morning Cartoons.
Clinky clink,
How we doing,
bitches.
Do you know that all kind of fucking rhymed? I feel proud of that. I didn't even mean to do it, and it all kind of rhymed.
Yeah, you're a real poet.
Yeah, fuck you. These two guys are
So-
muted
That's interesting.
because now I can't hear them.
Now we
We're
can't hear
muted?
shit from you boys.
That's some bullshit. They
Interesting.
mute themselves.
We've been talking to you guys for a while.
Yeah.
Are you on their feed?
Mm-hmm.
Turn it up and let's see if.
You guys really can't hear us right now.
Yeah, you can't hear us right now at all?
Okay, because we can't hear them. So what
What
do
the
we got
fuck?
going on here?
Did you mute
Let's
your
check the
TV?
volume. Let's do the things and the stuff. Is
Hello.
it that? Is it this? Is it that? Is it over here?
Yeah.
I think it's this. I think I fucked the pig right here.
Really?
No, it
Yeah. See, this guy's hitting the fucking mute button, making me look stupid.
Wow. So you dumped us right from the start? Is that what's
holy shit. We
No,
had
no, no.
so
we
much
didn't
good
dump you.
banter.
The volume was there. We just couldn't
Yeah.
hear you on our end because this guy hit the mute button as soon as it started.
Yeah, I was like, well, I don't want the computer to make weird noises in the middle of the show, so
He hit mute.
I'm editing all this out.
No,
Who
he's
is
not.
Facebook user, by the way?
I don't know, but
They said we're live. So.
They're happy that we're live.
maybe it
Fantastic.
doesn't bring their names across.
Yeah, it does.
All right.
It
Fantastic.
should
I
anyway.
don't know why
So
we're talking
somebody's
about
name
this.
is literally Facebook user.
I love that. That sounds like something Orange Jacket guy would do.
It does.
It probably is him. He's Facebook user number one.
Well, so this episode, we brought, of course, the Gen X point of view guys over,
Hell yeah.
and we're going to be on their feed. We're going to talk about Saturday morning cartoons. Oh, it's Michael.
Ah, that's sad.
That is weird. Why? I wonder why it says Facebook user.
That's weird.
So we're not going to go through our normal rigmarole about where to find us and
Because you know where to find
Patreon
us.
or this or that.
This is a special episode for the people who've been following.
Yep, you're here now.
Oh, I don't
Um,
usually hear just figured they'd say my name for the
Dave?
Patreon shout out.
Jason?
Oh, we're
Oh,
definitely
we're
doing
going to
that.
get into that.
Oh, all
But
right.
the normal rigmarole, we're not going to do.
Right.
I am rolling
Let's
all
just
of
do
what
that.
you're saying.
Yes, that's all I need you to do, Dave.
Um,
You're my kind of guy. Let's hang out over here. Let these two guys do the shit, and we'll just chill out over here.
What's happening
I don't know what's going on right now.
Do you want to do the shout outs for the
Let's do the shout outs.
he always has to shout.
First and foremost, always got to give a shout out to the Gen X point of view. That is the mothership. That is David, Jason. They are here with us, and we are so excited that they're here with us. Some of us
Yes.
maybe a little too excited, but that's besides the point.
Woohoo!
He's turgid.
I am, yes, I learned a word last week. I am turgent. So
Not turgent.
yeah, it's
Tur-
like detergent.
No, it's not.
Fuck you. Next, we gotta check out Use and Abuse with Kim and Scott. They're doing their thing. We're waiting for their next episode, but life is in the way, and we understand that, so it is all good. Next, check out our man. Hey, put that down. It's not time. It's not time. Next, we gotta check out our man Keith, layman's terms on Facebook. He is the man to give you the life, to bring you the mana. He will do his things with drunken banter, and he is fucking hilarious.
He just did an episode
Did he?
Yeah.
I
He
missed
did.
that one,
Yes,
man.
he did.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm gonna check that one out.
4 days ago, maybe.
I know he's done a lot of fucking silent shit talking, and that scared me.
Silent shit talking.
Where he would just record himself like eating vegetables.
Oh, dude, that was amazing.
Yeah,
Yes, it was.
He's trying to talk shit to me, and he just eats the sandwich. I'm like, you motherfucker.
and he did it for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep,
And
3
I
minutes of
watched
that.
all
And then the next one that happens has to do with a Sulski family chili recipe.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that was hysterical. That was and he went into the whole thing. I was like, good lord.
Yeah, I'm woefully behind on my shit talking.
That's
As
okay.
it comes
You at
through.
least entered the ring, and you didn't wait till you had the game in hand like some people.
It was solid today. You dropped it solid. Yeah. Some people only talk shit after
They've got
all the shoes have dropped.
Yeah, and they're just waiting on that fucking lonely kicker. Son of a bitch, Jason.
So who here has beaten everybody in the escape pod in our fantasy football league? I know I have.
Who here got beat by the guy who hasn't been able to beat anybody until this week? Oh, other than you.
You lost me.
Yeah.
Did you lose to fucking right guard?
I lost to Kristen.
Oh, you lost to Kristen.
She beat me in fantasy like she does. Well, never mind.
You don't know this at home, but we're actually like Jason. Basically, his lower body is never shown on the camera, so you don't see the bruises.
It's for safety.
That's because
reasons.
Kristen's a smart woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
She puts
Open-
soap in fucking socks and beats
Never
the
a
shit
closed fist, open-handed.
out of him. Just slapping him. Next, go to the gym. I got stung by a herd of bees to make him look intimidating. Next, we got to talk about Big Swede's excellent adventure and Tactical Swede and something Swede and I'm sexy and I Swede it and why is there pre-Swede all over the place and ew, this pre-Swede is sticky and ew.
I got beat
Swede.
by the Detroit Death Stars, Swede.
Oh, there was that Swede. And then Holdo Swede and it's just purple hair Swede. It's bad. There's a lot of Swede all over the place. It's sticky, it's gross.
Sticky everywhere.
It is everywhere. You don't want to get it in your hair. It's bad. And then check out our homies, the Brew Guys on YouTube. They will get you drinking in the right direction.
Our Patreon shout outs, Scott and Kim Rasmussen, Jen and Jess Bolt, Big Swede, Lunar Girl, Dragon Buddy, Richie the King Armbruster, Ron Oldman Johnson, Eric Dub Williams, Philly Dave Martin.
Woo! He's in the chat. He's with us right now. Yay!
And as always, we're brought to you by Nostalgia Inc.
Hell yeah, we are. We ain't got no normal news.
No, but they're gonna read off their.
Oh, they got
Patreon,
Patreon.
too.
Oh, my fault. My fault. They got.
No,
We
we
got.
don't.
Yes, we do.
You don't have Patreon.
No, not yet.
No,
yet.
not for Gen X POV. We shut down the All Things Star Wars one, and we're still waiting before we open up Gen X POV. So
I guess
stand
coming
by.
soon. Coming soon.
Oh, Luna Girl
But
finally.
feel
decided
free
to
if
write-
you wanna throw
follow
money
the
at
right
us.
chat. That's
Yes,
nice.
you know.
She's finally in here.
Maybe
Don't listen to him, Kelly.
Yeah, no, you're here. This is where we need to be.
It may or may not have been in the direction of somebody over in the Gen X POV that
Well, we
requested
appreciate them. Well, we
politely.
appreciate them. You're good people. You're good people.
Yes, you have to do the whole pod with it on. It's
Yeah, we
fucking-
got to be serious at least.
Broken.
No, we can't. Oh my god, it's too good. He's got the right size heads.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So
If this makes it to the audio, people are going to be like, "What the fuck is going
what are we
on?"
missing? Why is Yoda there?
Well, that's why they shouldn't be missing us live. They should be joining all things Star Wars, the Escape Pod, and Gen X Point of View live at all times. You shouldn't be waiting for the audio. You should be checking into the chat, getting in here, getting dirty, getting gross.
It's true, but we are at our core. We are podcasts, so
True.
It's true.
at our core,
Yes.
everything else is whatever.
All right.
So, like we discussed before, we're going to talk about Saturday morning cartoons. Anybody want to go first with the first cartoon that really stuck out to them?
So hold on, before we even get into this, can we set the stage a little bit?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, so there's a lot of misconceptions as to what counts as a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, no shit.
So I think we need to kind of set the stage here. The shows that a lot of people misunderstand as Saturday morning cartoons are shows like your He-Man, your Transformers, G.I. Joe, fucking Voltron. All those shows were they were serialized, syndicated shows that were not Saturday morning cartoons. So if you're expecting to hear about the He-Mans and the Transformers and all that stuff, it shouldn't be here because those don't belong here. Another one that I thought was a Saturday morning cartoon, but in my research I found out was not, DuckTales. Also
Yes.
not a
Factually
Saturday morning
correct. Yeah,
cartoon.
I came to the same conclusion.
Yeah. So
But
again,
I'm gonna have to disagree with you just for this one point, and I hope the two of you can understand this. Saturday morning cartoons in the 80s and early 90s, for some of us, we had AFN. So that rule doesn't apply to some of us.
What's that?
okay.
The
The Armed Forces Network.
Yeah, the Armed Forces.
So, like, I lived in Japan in the 80s, so a lot of this is different for me.
Yeah, look, we can 100% appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah, AFN is a special kind of
Very special.
viewing experience. If you ever wanted to know something about fucking some random woods in Wyoming, AFN's got you.
or if you wanted to hear instructions on how your new wife, who was not born in the United States, needs to get her citizenship to a shitty rock song, you will see that on the Armed Forces Network. It's
Yes, it is a completely different experience.
yeah.
So
That seems so weird.
Because you named one of mine in there, so I had to say that experience was different for me.
Hey man, listen. We're all friends here. We can, if you have one that we totally disagree with, we're just going to fucking just talk shit on you and then ostracize you for not
Fair
agreeing
enough.
with us.
I would do the same to you. So fair enough. I feel like that's going to happen to me.
I'm going to go on Twitter and I'm going to be angry about it.
You should be angry about it.
And
I know the president's angry about it. He's probably going to tweet about it.
you're the youngest
Motherfuckers.
here, so
So I go first.
well, maybe, but your picks are all going to be skewed by about 5 years.
So fuck off.
All right, fair
Yeah,
enough.
it doesn't matter. Hey, like each one of these is a talking point, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the point of doing it. I'm still thrown off a little bit by the fact that there's no transition into like the show because I watch these guys, right? We enjoy watching the Escape Pod on the YouTubes.
Yes.
Yeah, that way we can interact with the chat and do our absolute best.
Do you feel like you're missing
To
something?
derail, yes.
We can roll off the cuff and we can give you something. Just give you some bullshit news.
I mean,
There is a little weird news.
You want to get in? We'll get into some weird shit for you.
We should-
Jared
we should
Leto
just-
is going to be in the new Justice League.
That
movie?
Joker, yeah, the Jared Leto Joker is going to be in the new Justice League.
Yeah,
movie.
the
Snyder
Schneider
cut.
cut.
Oh,
They're having-
okay.
They're having Jared Leto come play the Joker for.
So wait, they're gonna film new scenes for that?
yeah.
Oh, no shit.
There was a large chunk of it, like $70 million worth, that wasn't shot yet.
so they're getting the worst Joker to do that?
It depends on how you look at it. Somebody didn't like that Joker we see.
He was the Joker in that world, though.
Okay.
Yeah, technically, until the Flash movie comes out, and then hopefully
Right, and then it blows it all up.
yeah.
And then speaking of news, since Jason just hit on it, what's his name? Who played the original Batman?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton said on a talk show that he hasn't completely signed that they're actually in the talks for him to be in the Flash movie.
No, I thought it was a done deal.
It's
Yeah.
not a done deal, but it sounds like it's a done deal without him saying it's a done deal. If you get where I'm coming from.
Right.
Something else big
He-
that happened today.
He's trying to eke out a couple extra million.
Can you
Probably.
blame him?
right.
Can you
He's
blame
not-
him? He's got Marvel going for him for playing the Vulture, and now he's got DC coming back for the Batman. I'd be trying to get a little
Oh.
couple
Hey, listen,
more.
he's
million.
still living off his Mr. Mom money, so
Right.
it'd be perfectly fine.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Super fucking awesome news. The writing for The Last Starfighter 2 started today.
I did see that.
What?
Yeah.
I had no idea they were doing a sequel.
That makes me so excited that I've tweeted.
Look,
tweeted all over the place.
listen,
I did.
I think we now know what it sounds like to pre-Swede.
That's right.
That is the official sound of pre-Swede.
That's right. Right.
Oh God, it's bad enough there's a visual image in that. Now there's a sound associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we really need a Last Starfighter 2?
Yes.
I mean, video games have gotten a lot better since then.
Speaking of which,
I don't agree. I don't think you need his Last Starfighter 2. There's no reason. It's been what 40 fucking years since I did the other one. Like,
You're not that far off.
it's like, do we really need to have this? Like, how many times are we gonna keep hitting the fucking well of us Gen Xers to say, hey, these idiots will go pay to watch this on fucking screen?
Look, Dave's just upset because after he finished the TIE Fighter game, the fucking Empire didn't show up to take him into space and go, all right, we need to go fight those fucking rebel scums.
You're not wrong.
How cool would that be, though?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it would be. I'd be screaming in my TIE Fighter.
You pre-suite all over the place in that TIE Fighter.
It'd be pre-Swede, post-Swede, fucking intra-Swede.
Have either of you guys read the book Armada? It's by the same guy that wrote Ready Player One.
Negatory.
Oh,
Does that mean maybe? No!
It is a far more modern version of the last Starfighter story.
I actually was scrolling past something on Audible because I was looking for a sci-fi joint to read or listen to.
100% worth it. Spend the money.
Yeah.
Or spend the credit or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
Credits will do fine.
In that line though, the player one book is amazing.
Yeah.
If you watch the movie and you enjoyed the movie, the book is so much better.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And Ready Player 2 comes out next month.
Didn't you guys do like a whole episode about Ready Player One?
It sounds familiar. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, we did. Because it's a great movie.
Check out old episodes of the Escape Pod.
I like this guy.
What are you working for these fuckers
I
now?
don't know. We're on their fucking show.
I don't give a shit. I'm not going to give them any more credit than they deserve.
Oh, he's so angry.
There may
He's so angry.
there may or may not be audio issues with that. That we were running on some way low scale equipment back then.
That's all right. We're still working out audio issues 3 years later.
Yeah,
So
no shit.
Right? Telling you.
Yeah.
Roadcaster.
Or somebody just fucking hits mute in the beginning of the fucking show.
Yeah, we.
You. Don't you say we.
We.
How dare you?
It's the universal we.
right.
The royal we.
The royal we.
The royal we.
All right. So since Brady said we'll let the junior in the group drop his first cartoon.
Okay then. G.I. Joe.
Okay.
It had to be.
That was a Saturday cartoon for you.
Yes, for me it was a Saturday morning cartoon that I watched in Okinawa, Japan.
As the rest of us Americans.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Well, no. So you have to understand. You have to understand what AFN was. It was the shows that they would let play in overseas.
Mm-hmm.
It all conglomerated into one network. So the time slots for AFN are. Look, you're not watching this particular thing at 10 p.m. on Tuesday,
Right.
when the network shows would have their normal stuff. So when they had, all right, hey, we're playing cartoons on Saturday morning, it was all the cartoons.
Yep.
There was no after school fucking G.I. Joe, Transformers.
Yeah, and it was from
He-Man.
all the different networks. It wasn't just like they had to deal with one network to get just that network shows. It was everything. Like you'd be watching cartoons, and then at 10 a.m. it'd be fucking Friends, you know, and then at fucking 11 o'clock it'd be, I don't know, Home Improvement.
Yeah, you'd be watching some strange shit. Like you come off a flight, you go check into some fucking shithole tent, and then there's a television at one end of the fucking thing that's like 27 inches of like, what the fuck is that? And it's like Friends at 10:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It just it was never appropriate.
It was always such a skewed thing. I remember watching football in the middle of the night on like a Thursday, like, or a Wednesday, just some random ass day, and it would be a game that's already played. Everybody knew the score to it, and you just finally seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
AFN was really, and people don't understand it until you've lived it.
You have to go through it. I saw
You have to go through it.
two Super Bowls on AFN.
I saw one, the Steelers and the Cardinals, that one from like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that one on AFN.
Yeah, oh fuck, I can't even remember which Super Bowls it was. But I was actually in Korea for when the Eagles got bounced by the Buccaneers out of the playoffs. I was in Korea for that, and it was one of those fucking overnight, way too many fucking beers.
Yes.
But because you start drinking early in Korea. And
Yeah,
then
you do.
By the time that game was over, I was just it was awful.
Well, that's what you do in Korea is you drink and you work.
Your wife is trying to get your attention in the chat. I don't know if you saw
dog's
that.
leash is in my car. This is not code. This is code. The dog's leash is in my car.
That's fantastic.
The car that's parked outside my house
car
right
is
now.
parked out in front.
Okay,
So about 5 miles away from
Gotcha.
where she's trying to walk the dog.
Rainbow Bright did rock, and so did the Care Bears. My sister used to watch those, and I got drug into.
Fuck! I forgot about the Care Bears. Oh, I should have added that to my list. That was a good show.
Yeah. Anyways, G.I. Joe, man. I remember sitting there watching G.I. Joe, playing with my G.I. Joes, man. Like, it just, I was having another mission that was happening while this mission on TV was happening. And G.I. Joe's, my dad was in the military at that time, so I felt like I was G.I. Joe.
So I know AFN, it doesn't always play through the entirety of the show. Like, you don't get the credits necessarily. Like, sometimes there's like real arbitrary times when they just shut off. Like, they'll clip it. Did you get the parts of G.I. Joe where you're actually able to get the message
knowing is half the battle.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe.
I remember seeing those, but I can't remember when I saw those. I don't remember if I saw those at that time specifically, but I remember seeing those, knowing is half the battle, and all those kind of educational knowledge things and shit like that.
Right.
So I don't want to go too deep into this because we could honestly do an entire episode just about the G.I. Joe fucking cartoon and the toys. But the great thing about G.I. Joe was just the huge cast of characters on both fucking sides of the conflict too. On both the fucking Joe side and the Cobra side. Fucking all kinds of crazy characters.
They were my Funko Pops before I knew what a Funko Pop was.
Right. So, I mean, with the toy tie-ins, and there was one episode where Destro was the silver-headed guy, right?
Yeah.
And the who was the black-haired evil chick with the glasses?
Mistress or no?
Scarlet something, I thought.
No, Scarlet was on the Joe side. She was the redhead.
That's right.
Not Ventress.
So wait.
Anyway, there was a scene where actually Cobra Commander caught those two kissing, and Destro's like, "Oh, she had something in her eye," and Cobra Commander's like, "Yeah, okay, whatever."
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know why that scene, out of all the fucking scenes in G.I. Joe, like really sticks out to me to this day.
I remember them using like machine guns, but they shot like laser guns. I always thought that was so funny. Like they didn't sound like a normal gun.
Well, this was also during the Star Wars years too, so they probably felt like they had to have some of that laser space battle-y feel to it.
Yeah.
Even though when you're collecting the figures, you're getting like this like hyper accurate fucking M16 or fucking which is the best reason to fucking have them. Like shit,
oh my god,
little tiny gun.
Collecting the G.I. Joe toys was half the fun of the actual show.
Yeah,
I got it. It's the Baroness.
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah, her and Destro were fucking, and then there was one time where Cobra Commander caught them, so it was.
Thank you, Jamie, for pulling that up. Speaking of which,
he got the COVID, got the Rona.
The COVID, man.
Yeah,
I heard that.
Shut down the show.
Yeah, Joe Rogan had to shut off the podcast for a couple weeks.
He had an interview with Kanye West scheduled. I'm like, oh my god, that would have been the greatest episode ever, and now we don't get to see it.
Only if they were like Elon Musk high, that would have been.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
gold.
Kanye's batshit crazy. Period. So I don't think you even need to add drugs into the fucking mix.
Have you seen the shoes that he designs?
They are ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're the ugliest, and you know I'm a shoe guy, Dave. They're fucking hideous.
Yeah, you are definitely
ugly.
a sneakerhead.
They are fucking hideous, dude.
Yep.
They're so ugly. Now he's made these slip-on, like what's the slip-on shoe that all the kids wear?
Uggs.
Crocs.
Oh, Crocs.
He's made some ugly
kids are wearing Crocs.
Dude, all kinds of kids wear Crocs, man. Like Crocs is the thing, dude. My daughter has
in
a pair.
Michigan.
I don't know. Maybe it is a Michigan thing.
The only person I know that wears Crocs is Ghost Pepper.
Well, Ghost Pepper could wear the Crocs. My daughter wears the Crocs. My son wears the Crocs. So like this shit is happening.
My daughter wears Crocs, but she works in the medical field where it makes sense because when you're dealing with blood and shit, you need something that can fucking
wash off.
Easily.
Yeah. Ugh. Gross.
But at the same time, don't you then have blood and shit like on your actual skin because Crocs are
just socks. You're not wearing them.
You can wash the sock.
Whatever, man.
Washable.
All right. Well, that was mine. G.I. Joe.
All right. It took us 30 minutes to get through one cartoon. This is gonna go well.
Yeah, I love it. Let's just go in a circle. Dave, you're up.
How am I up?
Because you're
Well, if you look at the screen, technically,
Oh, the circle.
you're
yeah,
sitting
we'd be
right
going
next to
clockwise.
Brady.
So, yeah, I can smell his musk.
From New Jersey. That's amazing. If you think about it, like we're talking about cartoon, we're basically using, like rotary phones. Some of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking.
And now we're live on the internet, and Dave is sitting next to Brady from New Jersey,
Yeah.
Smelling his taint.
smelling his taint.
Yes.
Smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. Yes.
Cleaning off the pre-swede. So, my number 5. So my number 5 was actually. All right, it's My Little Pony.
There you go. It's okay. I watched My Little
Seriously,
Pony.
It's My Little Pony. It's on there. So when I was sitting down making this list, I was sitting there with Kathy, my wife Kathy, my lovely wife Kathy, who's probably pissed at me because I have the dog's leash. And we're sitting there making this list, and we're kind of going back and forth on the cartoons. And she had talked about it, earlier, what her, kind of the ones that she was interested, like, kind of wanted to bring up. And we had joked about My Little Pony a couple episodes ago on the Gen X POV podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Saturday morning cartoons. And it's one of those, for me, think about what the staying power is for a particular cartoon, right? We're not talking about, like, for us, we're not talking about the G.I. Joes and stuff like that, because that really wasn't part of our list, right? That wasn't our experience. But was our experience, and the shit that I remember from fucking 35 years ago is shit like, My Little Pony, and the fucking song. It's the fucking song. Fact is, half of it, like, all the shit that's on my fucking list on my phone is memorable because 90% of it is because I remember the theme song.
Yeah.
Ask me about an individual episode or character, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, same.
But the theme song, most likely, Bronies. Thank you, Kathleen. Yeah, but that's the majority of the list. Like, I had, I'm 7 years older than my next sibling, right? So I'm the oldest by a lot. So when they were starting to get into cartoons and shit like that, I was older for that. So I got to experience some of those cartoons through my sister's eyes. Like, I have 2 younger sisters. So I was exposed to a lot of fucking, like, Lunar Girl talked about, the glowworms.
Yo,
Glowworms.
we had those toys.
Yeah.
You'd squeeze them and they'd
squeeze the
they'd
shit out of it.
and they'd light
My
up.
cousin had a bunch of those, and the heads were made out of concrete, and she hit you with one and bust your fucking nose.
You'd hear it in the fucking crib. I'd, like, hear the glowworm hit the side of the crib. BAM! You thought somebody was busting into the Kool-Aid Man was coming into the fucking house. The fucking heads on those things are hard as shit. They were made of the same material as the Cabbage Patch Kid heads. They're just just hard as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I brought up all that to avoid the fact that number 5 on my list was My Little Pony.
I remember watching My Little Pony with my sister, so it's no big deal, man.
Yeah, my sister watched. She had a lot of the little figures too. Because again, marketing, they had tons of toys associated with it.
In the 80s and 90s, man, or the early 90s, I should say, at least.
I used to watch that with my baby cousin and Rainbow Bright. She was really big. And Care Bears.
Rainbow Bright and Care Bears. That's what.
And she was younger, so we had to watch what she wanted to watch all the time.
Luna Girl said the glowworms were a good weapon to use against your siblings.
I totally believe that. I totally
She must
believe
have said that in the other chat because I can't see it.
She's in our chat.
So little chat, so many times.
It happened.
I don't know what happened.
This is wrong.
You're up, Jason.
Okay, so my first one that I have here is actually part of a category because I like to cheat when I do lists. So the one that I have is Teen Wolf. You guys remember the Michael J. Fox vehicle Teen Wolf, the movie that came out in the 80s? Well, they made a cartoon based on that. And a big theme in 80s and even late 70s Saturday morning cartoons was they would just take these existing properties. Like there was Happy Days. Ron Howard actually did the fucking voice of what's his name in the Happy Days cartoon, the fucking Ghostbusters. There was a
Ghostbusters.
There was a Dukes of Hazzard cartoon.
Yep.
So they basically made cartoons, at least they tried, out of so many successful either TV shows or movies back in those days.
The Ghostbusters one, actually, I remember being good.
Yeah.
Like it was something that I wanted to
Ghostbusters
watch.
one was awesome. They made a bunch of toys and shit with that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was based on the character.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters cartoons were made by the same people that made the Ninja Turtles toys.
In the early
Right.
90s, they also did a Back to the Future cartoon.
Oh, see, that's
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's on my extended list.
Yeah, so again, it's more of a category, but Teen Wolf is the one that I remember, the one I remember watching. But again, sort of like Dave, I remember the theme song more than most other details about the shows. Like Teen Wolf coming out to play today. So
underrated the fact that how theme songs of that day impacted us as we sit here 30 years later, 40 years later, you know.
Just jingles in general were so much more creative in that time period.
Oh yeah, Christ! The fucking what we do the other day on the pod was it the Big Red?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
breath goes on and on while you chew it.
Say goodbye a little longer, make it last a little longer.
I feel like more now they went the way of most hip hop music or whatever, where they're just sampling other people's work.
Yeah. Oh, this was
if you
good.
don't chew Big Red, then fuck you.
You better shut the fuck up, Grandma. I'll come in there and knock your fucking teeth out.
Come at you like a spider monkey.
If you don't chew Big Red, fuck you.
I'm gonna stick with Jason's tone, and then my next one's also from a movie, Beetlejuice.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah, the Beetlejuice cartoon was possibly even more entertaining than the fucking movie itself.
Whoa. Let's not go there.
Yeah, I used to love that cartoon. Granted, I like the movie. I've seen it 3 times already this Halloween season. But.
Nice fucking model. You're not going to see that in the cartoon.
Yeah. We were talking about Michael Keaton earlier.
That's
We've
right.
now mentioned 3 Michael Keaton movies in this one episode.
He is ingrained in all of our views of the late 80s and really early 90s.
Yeah. I'd love to do an episode just talking about Mr. Mom. Like this.
Yeah, and from what I remember about the Beetlejuice cartoon, it was mostly just Beetlejuice and what's her name? Fucking Winona, Winona Ryder's character. Like the Alec Baldwin character wasn't in that.
Gina Davis character wasn't in.
Yeah, they weren't in that, were they? It was just.
Yeah, well, the mom and dad were in it. I don't think Otho was in it much.
Yeah,
but they weren't in it a lot. They weren't the centerpiece of the story. No. I figure Winona wasn't doing shit, and the guy who did Beetlejuice, I don't think was Michael Keaton.
No. And I don't think Winona Ryder did the voice for Lydia either.
I don't think so.
Nope.
She was too busy shoplifting.
Right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that shit.
I remember that shit.
So
that was such a big fucking deal, man.
Yeah.
That was a huge deal. It was
like it went to fucking trial. Like there was a court case.
Yeah, like it was a big thing, man. That's ridiculous.
Well, they just go to show you.
I was gonna say, think about where we are now in like media and things that are happening in the world, and like what is front page news. Rewind fucking 20 years. Winona Ryder caught shoplifting was fucking headline news.
Well, I mean, the OJ thing had already ended, so they were looking for the next big news story. So, Winona Ryder shoplifting wasn't as big as turning your ex-wife into a Pez dispenser, but I mean, they needed something.
Right.
Sorry, what? I don't know what we're talking about.
Big Swede. He says he's seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every time he sees it.
That's a line from Beetlejuice.
Lines that whole movie.
Oh.
And it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy. Now, what do you think?
You
think I'm qualified?
Now it makes more sense. In the context of what we were talking about, yes, that 100% makes sense. I am an idiot. Anyway.
So.
Wasn't he also the principal?
Yeah.
The teacher?
Yeah.
Or the dad was also from Ferris
Bueller's. And then he was
he's a pedophile now, so
he was the bad guy in Howard the Duck.
Yeah, he was fucking Howard the Duck.
Howard.
That movie was great.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was
it doesn't
ahead of
get
its
enough
time.
credit.
Ahead of
I
its
saw that in the
time.
movie theater. I saw Howard the Duck in the movie theater.
Nice.
Brady, you're up again.
All right, I'm gonna go with a classic, Flintstones.
Hey, that was on Saturday.
I
It
love
was
the
on
Flintstones.
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody loves the Flintstones.
The Flintstones was I enjoyed this shit out of watching the Flintstones, man. I enjoyed how they took everything that was modern for the time and stripped it down to-
everything was a pun. Everything was a rock
yeah, it was
pun.
a joke.
Or-
It was I loved it, man. I enjoyed
garbage
the hell out of the
disposal.
Flintstones when I was a little kid, man.
The garbage disposal was a dinosaur. The fucking shower head was a dinosaur. It was like-
Yeah, like it was fantastic, man. All that shit made you, as a kid, it made you think, and you're like, oh yes, that's so awesome. I wonder what this would be, and I wonder what that would be. It was so cool.
That's a great point, because we as kids, like, we looked at that and went, how do we make this thing we can use our imagination and say, like, yeah, oh my god, this cart, right, this car, air quote, that they fucking use their feet to pedal with, right? We all had big wheels. We all had these, like, things that we could move along with our feet. There was this jump to, like, what we could do in our imagination. The Jetsons are like that, right? Jetsons is not on my list. I don't know if it's anybody else's, but the Jetsons were like that. Like, this is what the future could be. How realistic is this? Like, and there wasn't anything really that super futuristic about it, if you really think about it.
Not really.
Rosie the Robot was probably one of them.
Yeah.
And flying cars, but everything else was just the fucking Flintstones. You know, it was ways to make the future happen with fucking some sort of robot or the dinosaur equivalent.
Yeah.
But I think what we lose in a lot of, like, as we aged out, I'm not watching cartoons right now. I don't know how much of my fucking imagination would be stimulated, but I feel like in those days it was that, hey, I have Tinker Toys. Like, did you guys have Tinker Toys?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
I remember those. Yeah,
Did you, like, if you had Tinker Toys, one of the easiest things to make was the fucking Flintstone mobile. Because you could take the fucking, take a green piece and you put the wheels on it, and then you could make the shell of it, and then you had a fucking Flintstone mobile.
yep.
You could make
I
that.
remember doing that.
Yeah. It's just, it might as well have been on the fucking, the tube, the cardboard tube of the Tinker Toy.
Yeah. And then, of course, the theme song, the Flintstones theme song. I'm sure we know fucking every word to that thing also.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And that was Hanna-Barbera, right?
Yeah, Hanna-Barbera.
Almost everything, especially from like the late, or from the 70s and early 80s.
Yeah.
It was almost all Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, it dominated the landscape.
Yep, which I have one of their shows coming up later.
I don't.
Dave, you want to explain the comment that's on the screen?
The Flintstone car. Look, if we're going to talk about cars, I've had 16 different cars in my lifetime, and all of them with various mechanical difficulties. This could be a podcast in and of itself. So we're not. I don't know what she's talking about.
Piece of shit
We're gonna move
car.
on.
I got a piece of shit.
Yeah, so
car.
that would be my next one. Would be the Flintstones. I really enjoyed the shit out of the Flintstones.
I forgot what we were doing. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Hey, Jason, look at your our private message group.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. Is it me? Am I next?
Yeah, you are
Yeah.
next.
All right. My next one is the Muppet Babies.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So when we were sitting and researching the,
Yes.
That's good.
did you just want to see a close up of Jason's forehead?
It was amazing.
Yeah. I didn't realize that, like, the Muppet Babies in my head seemed like it was.
Whoops. Sorry.
They didn't hear that, did they?
No, they didn't.
Oh,
Sorry, I forgot that I control the volume for both mine and Dave's headphones.
he started playing the beginning of the podcast in my head. I'm like, wait a minute, what? What the fuck is happening? Am I having a stroke? Anyway, Muppet Babies.
And, which, by the way, that's my number 4 also.
No shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, that show and just the concept of it, right? Everybody loved the Muppets, right? If we're like in my other deserving mention, you have like Fraggle Rock, the Muppets. Those weren't cartoons per se, but there was stuff that had come on at some point,
right?
You know, on a Saturday, depending on when you were watching, right?
Well, if you're talking about the original Muppet Show too, that was like a primetime show back in the fucking 70s.
Yeah, it was a Friday night or Saturday night show. Right?
Yeah, because when variety shows were all the rage in the 70s, that was another one of them. But the cool thing about Muppet Babies was you were familiar with all the characters already, so you already kind of knew some of the dynamics, especially between Kermit and Piggy and fucking Gonzo.
Right,
and it just the show actually had a lot of character. And, it really did play off of that dynamic where Piggy was constantly trying to fuck Kermit even though they were babies.
Right.
And Kermit's like, eh.
Yeah,
and Gonzo was always trying to fuck Piggy.
Right.
And
there was always a lot of sexual tension in the Muppet Babies show. Little did we know.
God, that's fantastic.
Got that dick nose.
Yeah, he does.
So obviously, he's got a snorkel for a face, so he's obviously very good at what he does.
Right.
I mean, the fact that
please.
You only saw the mom from the waist down anyway. Like there was that whole thing, like the parent.
Well, she was Nanny, was her name. Remember, her name was Nanny.
I do not remember.
Yeah,
but
it's part of the Muppet Babies theme song.
Oh,
is everything all right in here? Yes, Nanny. Muppet Babies.
Oh my
God. My wife is prompting us to sing the Muppet Babies song.
Yeah.
But now that you've asked, we're not going to do it.
Right. I don't have any recollection of that song.
What?
You're an ass. You are a liar and a horse thief. You just want to hear us.
I guarantee you, if somebody were to start singing, I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that. But I don't, like, off the top of my head, I got nothing.
Well, it started with the nanny or whatever.
Well, first it starts with the Muppet Babies, then it's Kermit go, when your world looks kind of weird and you wish that you weren't there.
Just close your eyes and dance with me and you can be today.
No,
I like adventure.
I do remember it.
baby.
Yeah.
Holy shit balls.
It's faster though. It's faster. Like they're on speed. It is like some methamphetamine. It's just
Muppet Babies though. They did a lot of Star Wars stuff.
They
did.
did. Yeah.
They absolutely did.
Constantly pulled from Star Wars.
Well, because this was before the Disney overlords owned everything, and Jim Henson Productions was its own independent thing, and Lucasfilm was its own independent thing.
Well, I didn't know this until we were researching for the show, but the Muppets were bought by Disney well before the Disney buyout for Star Wars.
Because they had like a fucking Muppets ride at Disneyland and everything.
Yeah,
but
like they 2005 or something like that.
Yeah, they bought them out well before, but this was all long before that when, Henson and fucking Lucas were still independent, and they worked together too. Like Jim Henson and George Lucas worked together quite a bit.
Damn, but that's after school.
Yeah, it's true. It was.
Yeah. So anyway,
Muppet
Babies is both of our number 4.
Yeah, so we go right to you, Don.
Ooh, right to you, Don. I'm gonna go with the Smurfs.
That's
watch me some Smurfs.
That's your number 4?
No, it's my number 2.
I didn't put them in a 1 through 2,
But
1 through 5 order. I just put them in.
You did say top 5. Did they not say top 5?
That's what I was told.
Yes.
All right. It's now my top or my number 2. Well, my 4.
We just did number 4.
All right, so
in my 4.
It'd be his 4.
So it's your 4.
Yes.
I call bullshit. There's no way the Smurfs is that low on anybody's list.
Yeah.
Well, because I didn't actually rank them in that particular way, it is today.
It is today, motherfucker.
Because Smurfette didn't have nipples, and
wait. Before we get into all that, I know it's on my list. I'm sure it's on
my list.
Brady, is it on your list too?
No, it's
Smurfs.
not.
All right. So do we want to go in?
You want to know why it's not on my list?
Because AFN didn't play the Smurfs.
Because my name is Brady.
What? Silence.
Grady Smurf. I always got called Brady Smurf or Grady Smurf as a kid.
Oh, really?
I fucking hated that. So in turn,
how oddly specific.
Yeah.
Yes, it happened more times than I can count. I got called Brady Smurf or Grady Smurf, and I fucking hated it. So in turn, I fucking hated the Smurfs.
If you don't like
Interesting.
Smurf nipples, then fuck you.
So do we want to deep dive into this now or wait until it comes around? Because I can tell you it's a lot higher on my list.
Yeah, same.
Get into it, man. You
All
guys
right.
are a part of it. Get into it.
I mean, we have to address the Smurfette
Yeah.
elephant in the room right now.
This is why I didn't rank them, because I figured that we would have all kinds of weird dissonances about
Yeah. I mean,
prioritizing these.
well, first and foremost, I mean, we know Smurfette being the only female in this whole tribe of fucking Smurfs, her Smurf got smurfed so fucking smurfed
God.
every day that
The smurfing of that Smurf was
Yeah.
just not Smurfy.
yeah.
She
So
was the Blurple Smurf.
Nice. I look,
She got pounded more than a drum set.
dude. The whole backstory of Smurfette is fucking just strange. You know, her showing up, and then there's so much to unpack with the Smurfs, right? They have oddly specific, like, all right, here's Brady Smurf. Sorry, Brady, but here's
That's why
Brainy
I got
Smurf.
it. That's why I
Here's-
got it, because of Brainy Smurf.
Here's Papa Smurf.
Brady
Here's fucking deep dive Smurf. Here's fucking
yeah, you
had something for everybody. Here's the problem with the Smurfs, right? For me as a kid, this is classic like 1980s, right? This is Dave in his like when Saturday morning cartoons meant probably the most to me as an adolescent. One of the things that the Smurfs had was it was the same level of marketing. Like you had Smurf figures that were sold, and one of the things like the Cherry Hill Mall was the mall around here, right? The Deffert Mall was like, like Cherry Hill Mall was the mall that had like any kind of like toy store or anything else you wanted to go to. It was in the Cherry Hill Mall. Mm-hmm. Cherry Hill Mall was near the church we used to go to. So if I was a good little boy, then I would get to pick out a Smurf toy on our way home from church. We'd pass through.
I remember those Smurf toys too.
Yeah. Dude, I had so many of those Smurf toys, not because I was an exceptionally good boy, just because I think it was to shut me up, but those Smurf toys, it was...
is that all it takes? Yeah, I'm going to the store after the show.
Yeah, give me some fucking Smurfs, and I'll just sit here and play. But it was, like, like, the toys were set up, they weren't posable. Like, they were just a fixed fucking plastic piece. They were about... I remember as a kid, they were about this big, so they might even have been smaller, but that's what she said?
That is what she said.
Anyway... But yeah, so it had the figures, and like with Brainy and Smurfette actually didn't come till later. Like Smurfette wasn't like
sometimes not at all.
it's just
Most of the time. if
all
we're being honest.
yeah. You can't take that much Smurfing without having a little bit of a late Smurf.
I see the room, but where's the walls?
Like a tuna can. So, yeah. So but the whole dynamic of, for me, I enjoyed the cartoon, but there was a like a reward mechanism for that. Like if I could get a Smurf toy, and then even though you had a Brainy Smurf, you didn't have Brainy Smurf doing like holding a Smurfette like a bowling ball. Like you didn't have all these different. You didn't have these particular Smurfs, so you could have multiple Smurfs in different poses, and then you can collect them in different ways.
Yeah,
it was a thing. Mm-hmm. Brainy Smurf, like Brainy Smurf and Smurfette were fucking banging the entire time. Like she totally had a thing for Brainy Smurf.
he was the annoying one, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I fucking hated that.
Oh,
guy.
totally. He was supposed to be the nerdy one, which
Brady, I fucking hate the Smurfs.
My dentist must have had them all. They were like all on like a chair rail all around the fucking room.
When did Baby Smurf join the cast?
oh fuck.
Was that in the beginning or was that later on? Because Baby Smurf was also a female, right?
No, the
you
only
sure?
females were
One female.
Smurfette and Sassafras. Well, Sassafras was the cat. No, there was
No, Azrael was the cat.
Azrael was a cat.
No, Sassafras then. There was only 2 females.
Yeah, I've never
The
heard
redhead that came later in the series.
Are you sure Baby Smurf wasn't a...
I don't
female?
think so. Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah.
Baby Smurf.
Yeah, because
I hope some weird porn doesn't show.
Well,
up
because
on my
I was
fucking
thinking,
camera.
they were just raising Baby Smurf to be their next sex slave once they got tired of Smurfette.
Baby Smurf is
They're probably all
indicated.
Democrats. So
Baby Smurf.
I told you fucking Whore Island was real.
Yeah,
Dude.
obviously.
There is a Smurf wiki.
I'm sure there is. It's
Look,
the internet.
Look at this.
Smurf fan fiction and all kinds of shit.
Oh.
There's probably people like furries. They're called Smurfies.
Oh.
There's no way.
There's
All right,
gotta
so-
be.
Baby Smurf doesn't... Oh, okay, Baby Smurf is a male.
Male, yes. Male infant alignment good.
Wait, what do you mean also known as Papa Smurf future name?
Maybe that's
What
maybe
kind
that's
of snake eating the fucking tail is that shit?
Hey,
Yeah,
well,
I don't know
no,
what's
maybe
going
it's
on.
like Palpatine, It's like, okay, I'm gonna generate my body for my next life, so here's Baby Smurf. So
Going for Papa
that
Palpatine.
That could
Exactly.
that could be dark, like Papa Smurf
dude.
wanting to keep his fucking power.
Listen, how fucking easy would it have been to make the Smurfs the darkest thing you've ever seen in your fucking life?
It already is kind of.
So much shit.
No.
Giant human being, Gargamel, constantly trying to fucking end your existence. I mean, there's a lot of heavy shit
And
there.
didn't he always want to
Hopefully
cook them too?
Yeah.
Hopefully some budding cartoonist is watching this and he makes that shit a reality.
Yeah.
That'll be amazing.
The dark
Awesome.
the dark side of the Smurfs.
Yeah. Smurfs After Dark.
Dude, I totally watch that. They did it and they've relaunched the Smurfs like a couple times recently, like in the past
Well, yeah,
decade.
they've done the
original,
movie.
though. Nothing
Yeah.
compares to the original.
Right.
No,
Get
no.
him to do like a Rick and Morty style
Did
Smurf.
anybody else here have
Oh
the
my
fucking
God.
Smurf sheets? I had the Smurf sheets. Or it was like
I
the
think
Smurf
my
Village, and it
I
was
think
just
one of my
Smurf-
friends had those actually.
I had
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Fucking hated
But I
them.
had the Smurf Rinky Dink Village.
Yo,
Shrinky
Dinks.
dinks,
Shrinky
holy
Dink.
shit.
And you'd shrink them up and then you could put them on the little...
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
That was serious fucking 80s shit right there.
That's so awesome.
Fucking Shrinky Dink.
Yeah, I
I-
remember those. That's
I think
awesome.
I had Smurf sheets also.
Really?
Yeah.
Like I was super into the Smurfs. But
I wasn't, but they were a part of my life.
But
I'm
the
gonna
s-
cry.
I didn't start smurfing my sheets for about another 6 years.
I didn't Smurf my sheets in the 80s, I don't think. Maybe.
I think it was early 90s when I started smurfing, but then I didn't stop.
Oh, you're talking about that kind of Smurf.
That's
Okay, gotcha.
we're Smurfing the Smurf, right?
Yeah.
What was I going to say before fucking that horrible imagery? No, the fucking sheets thing. We have in our house, right? Not Smurf sheets, but like my wife and I, we both had our 6 sheets. You know, when you were a kid, you weren't feeling well. Like you'd be
Yeah.
on a couch and they fucking put a sheet on you, like when you were running a fever or something like that. Nothing like that.
I had that.
The oddity of my wife and I both having that same experience, and the both of us had Snoopy sheets.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
I
Yeah,
didn't have
different types of Snoopy sheets, and we still have those to this day. Like that's
That's awesome.
like we keep
Sweetie
those.
Smurf. Holy shit.
Smurf equals Swede, Sweetie Smurf. That's a level of depravity that I'm not willing to go to.
You could go like Andrew Dice Clay too. Like, so I got my Smurf up this Smurf. And then she turns
Smurfy,
around and says,
Smurfy.
"Do I know you?"
This bitch was sucking my Smurf.
Smurfing my Smurf.
And I was like, forget about it.
Forget about it. The clock
Oh.
struck 2, I dropped my goo, and I dropped that Smurf on the next block.
Little boy Smurf. He needed the money.
He needed the money.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh my god.
We should probably move past this at this point.
Yeah.
You want me to get to my next one?
Sure.
Yeah.
My next one is probably going to ruin this, but we'll see what happens. It technically was not a cartoon, but it was on Saturday mornings, and I loved Saved by the Bell or Hanging with Miss Bliss. That was on
Hanging
Saturday.
with Miss Bliss.
That was what Saved by the Bell was called before.
It was Good Morning, Miss Bliss, but
Good
Either
morning,
way.
Miss Bliss. I'm sorry. Good morning, Miss Bliss.
Nice.
I'm sorry. I loved Saved by the Bell. It was not a cartoon, but it was on Saturday mornings, and I watched that fucking show religiously.
And honestly, it was on Saturday mornings, like, you know, in the continental United States as well. And yeah, no, I was the same way. Like, I had long moved past cartoons, but I was still watching Saved by the Bell every week, like up into like probably my early high school years.
Yeah, because you were smurfing the Smurf to Tiffany Amber Thiessen or whatever the fuck. her name was.
It's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
I didn't even know what
yeah.
Smurfing the Smurf was, but I was Smurfing the Smurf to Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Oh, you were totally smurfing the Smurf. Don't I mean?
I was more.
I had two pillows, and for some reason, one didn't. Never mind.
What was the one that played Jesse?
Elizabeth
Berkeley. Yep.
She was way more up my alley.
Really?
She was a bitch.
Yeah, but she
Nah.
was like 6'2". I was like, hi.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She. I mean, honestly, the only reason she has any kind of following whatsoever now is because of Saved by the Bell.
And Dragon Buddy, you can shut your whore mouth right now, sir. Zach Morris.
Zach Morris
Was
is
amazing.
A saint. He is a saint.
Wow, that's a bold hot take right there.
That is huge.
I think that's actually in reference. I think it's like it's either a Facebook page or a YouTube series. Basically, like I think it's called Zach Morris is trash.
Really?
But either way, he can still shut his whore mouth.
Dude, in middle school and in high school, we had a Zach Morris. Like, looked like him, talked like him, the preppy fucking
Did he
super.
have the cell phone? The hello?
Yes, like there's
I remember that. I remember the episodes when he would use those the big ass fucking old cell phone.
Oh,
giant cancer-inducing fucking electromagnets sticking to your face. Like, oh, this is going to be great. I'll have my mouth cancer right now, thank you.
Oh yeah, no. Saved by the Bell was amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
That was. I don't know if I broke the rules there, but that was a Saturday morning staple, and I love that show.
I mean, this is your show, so fuck it.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck? I don't remember watching it on Saturday mornings. That was probably an after-school thing for me watching it. But
I was
yeah,
on
it
both
totally
for
makes-
sure, but on Saturdays it didn't come on until
It was like roughly
around
10 o'clock.
noonish.
It was
Yeah,
10 o'clock
but-
where I lived.
From what
Okay.
I remember, the new episodes debuted on Saturdays, and then they'd run in syndications during the week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that
So,
makes
but
sense.
if you wanted to see the newest episode, I think it was always on Saturdays.
Yeah,
Fair
there's
enough.
actually quite a few shows that we consider after schools that were, you know, like you say, they aired on Saturdays. What we watched after school was syndication.
Oh my God, Lunar Girl just brought up one. I don't know if that's
I
on
forgot
anyone's
about
list.
that.
son. That was light.
That was another Saturday morning staple.
That was. I forgot that was on Saturday mornings.
That's another theme song I remember very well as well, but it was super fucking annoying.
I used to sit there with the babysitter. She'd be stoned off her ass, and then I'd fucking sit there and eat cereal
Nice.
and watch fucking Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Oh, that was a staple of Saturday morning cartoons too, man. A big old bowl of cereal.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like having a stoned babysitter. I'm like,
Wait, we didn't all have
Or
that.
Pee Wee's Playhouse.
No, man, having a big old some big old bowl of Fruity Loops or a big bowl of Fruity Pebbles or Cocoa Crisp, something, man. You just had a big old bowl of it. And you
There
would
was
just munch on
some-
that shit.
There was something about Saturday morning cereal that was so different from during the week. Like, I could be
Yeah,
having
yes,
the same
yes.
cereal, but
Yeah.
I could have seconds. You
Yeah,
know,
oh, sure.
like, it was one of those.
you had
Where,
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you weren't in a rush to get to school.
exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, fuck, we got to get to the bus stop or something else. Like, I could sit there and I could have another bowl of cereal of Corn Pops. Corn Pops was like one of our sugary, like, if we were going to have a sugary cereal, Corn Pops was the cereal in our house. I mean, I'm a
Fruity Pebbles.
I'm a Life cereal guy. I love Cinnamon Life even to this day. Like Cinnamon Life, I'll fucking sit there and I'll house that whole fucking box.
That
I will
shit's
Smurf that box of fucking Cinnamon Life.
Well, Lunar Girls like hit close to my heart with the Golden Grams. That's my
Yeah,
shit
I
right
love
there.
Golden Grams. Still to this day, I will fuck up a box of Golden Grams.
Golden Grams, aka asbestos cutting your fucking roof of your mouth if you fucking bite it wrong.
You know, it's-
Now, but my favorite at the time was Sugar Crisp. Sugar Crisp? Golden Crisp? It's Golden Crisp now.
Going-
but I think it was sugar.
Can't get enough of that golden crisp.
Yes.
That
yeah.
fucking stupid bear looking thing.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
The little
yeah.
rice puffs with the honey on them.
Yeah.
Oh,
See now,
that's
but
like-
what we do in my household is if you go to the commissary, you go to any like big grocery store, they sell the big bags of the generic golden crisp.
Right.
We call them ghetto puffs.
Ghetto
But yeah,
puffs,
we would
yeah.
we would buy the big fucking like 10-pound bag of ghetto puffs, and that's what we eat because it tastes exactly the same. It does.
No.
I don't know. I that's debatable. Like corn pops specifically, like that big yellow box of corn pops, like that. The generic brands of that, like the Acme brands of that,
Oh,
didn't
No,
compare.
Not corn pops, but the ghetto puffs, yeah.
Ghetto puffs. I can
And
go
even
there.
the ghetto fuck.
Rice
The
Krispies?
Honey Nut Cheerios. Like
Oh, yeah.
The ghetto
Fucking
versions
Honey
of
Nut
those are
Cheerios,
pretty
sure.
pretty similar.
We have a cabinet packed with Honey Nut Cheerios right now at home. And Honey Nut, look, if you were given a choice, like here's some fucking bland ass fucking Smurf your Smurf fucking Cheerios, and then you have some Honey Nut Cheerios, you're like, holy shit, that Honey Nut Cheerios is the fucking bomb.com, right?
Right.
Because regular Cheerios
Oh, it's
without
awful. You'd have to like douse it in sugar.
the entire of fucking sugar thing, and then like throw some bananas or something
Yeah.
else in there just for fucking to change the texture. Because fuck me, that was the worst
Same-
ever.
When I
Same
was
by
a
the
kid,
way
I'd
with
put honey on them.
yeah, same with cornflakes. You know, why get cornflakes when you get frosted
Frosted
flakes?
Flakes.
Or do you remember the fucking shredded wheat? You know, the Nabisco shredded wheat where
Yeah.
now it has like the frosting on top?
Right.
No, the old fucking shredded wheat was just that.
Your Brillo.
Yeah.
Like here, I'm gonna have some Brillo in the morning.
Yeah.
This is delicious.
No fucking taste. That's you'd also have to drown that in sugar.
Oh god.
So,
Although I went through a phase as I got older.
were you like
that-
guys?
Not that old yet. But I liked the shredded wheat with the fucking frosting.
Oh yeah.
Like it would like with the frosting. I'm like, God, this
yeah,
is
with the
fucking-
frosting, it's great.
Yeah, it's fucking delicious.
Yeah, because you always make sure you put the frosty side down on your tongue as you eat it and chew it.
Well, it has to sit in the milk for the exact amount of time. Like if it sits in the milk for more like a fucking microsecond longer than it's supposed to, it's fucking mush and it's horrible.
Yeah,
But
so
if-
here's the life hack on that. You put them in frosted side up. You put them in the milk, like by hand. You flip them bitches over like it's a log roll. Let it set for a second. Scoop it up down the hatch.
I totally believe it. Although right now, as an adult, I would never buy it. If I was at a store buying cereal, I'm either buying Cinnamon Life.
Or he'll freeze for about 8 days.
I'm thinking. You
I
don't
thought this shit fucked up, man.
It's like, hello, is this thing on?
stay perfectly
Oh, shit.
stay perfectly still. No, it'd be
Well,
Cinnamon Life.
The thing that fucked it up is Jason didn't move either, so I'm looking at both of you guys. I'm like, oh shit,
We lost New Jersey.
Jersey fell out.
Talking about fucking cereal. Although I agree with you, Brady. I think the cereal conversation is a big part of the Saturday morning.
Oh yeah.
Like sitting there, having your cereal, having time to
Right.
enjoy breakfast and like, just sit there and not have any other fucking thing to do. Like there's no school, there's no nothing. I can just sit here, fucking zone out. I don't even know what I was watching half the time.
Still in
You
your
know.
onesie jammies and shit
I've
with the footies.
Right?
footy
Now,
jammies.
see, I none of you guys brought it up, so I must have been the only one. There was a difference between the cereal that I could have on Saturday morning and the cereal that I could have before school Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday, I had to stick to like regular Cheerios, Raisin Bran.
Oh,
Because Mom said it was like healthy for my brain.
right. Kicks.
But if I
That's
were
when
to
you get
have
the
Lucky
kicks.
Charms, I'd be too fucking stupid for math class.
Lucky Charms will get you stoned. It's a proven fact.
Right.
I can't
Oh,
argue with that.
Charms.
I can't argue with that logic. But you're right. There was. It was like it was a treat. That's what it was. Saturday morning, like having the cereal, whatever. It was a treat. I fucking bring up Raisin Bran. Raisin Bran, like freezing on Cinnamon Life. Raisin Bran's my number 2. I like Raisin Bran.
Oh, I can't stand raisins. Period. Ugh.
You don't like raisins? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, no, love the California raisins, but the other raisins can go fuck themselves.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
can't do it. Can't do it.
So are we gonna talk about more cartoons, or are we just
Oh, yeah,
Just
no,
gonna talk
we-
about cereal. Who's up?
Yeah,
Who's
it's,
next?
You're
it's
up
Dave,
next.
It's Dave's
Yeah.
turn.
because we talked about a non-cartoon with Brady?
And then we talked about cereal.
Yeah,
and now we're gonna
cereal.
talk about Mask.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh fuck yes!
God damn.
I'm glad somebody did it.
Look, Mask as a cartoon, Mask not really great. You know,
But the toys were fucking amazing.
but the fucking toys, man. That if you want to, GI Joe, He-Man, everything like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all were vehicles to make fucking toy profit, right? Mask didn't even pretend. Didn't even pretend. Like, okay, hey, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna design a car. I'm gonna design a Camaro, right? That has the DeLorean doors that come up.
Yeah.
Like fucking yes, I want that. Oh, and we're gonna have the figures small enough where you could bring them to school. Because that was a big thing, right? Like G.I. Joes, you couldn't really sneak them into school to play with them.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they were too big. Like, you know, you were a kid, and fucking these toys were big. Mask,
School was not having that shit.
yeah, at school, no fucking way. But Mask, those little Mask figures with their fucking, with the mask, the fucking helmets,
yes.
were that was fucking perfect. And just the fact that the one I remember, I was just talking yesterday to my cousin. We were talking about Mask, and he still has it, like at his parents' house. He's like, I still have those toys.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, and I like the ones I had the fucking Camaro with the DeLorean doors, right? And I had the fucking.
I had the truck. I only had one of the Mask toys, and it was the truck. The guy with the big fucking helmet that went over.
Oh yeah. It had like.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I had that, and I had the dude on the green motorcycle that turned into a fucking helicopter.
Yep,
Like it was
I
in a
remember that.
yellow outfit, right? Those are the two that I had.
Oh my god, I remember those so vividly, man.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
those
those
two
are
in particular. I
awesome.
played. Oh god, that was fucking fantastic. And I watched that cartoon to be like, I want that toy. I want that one. I want this one, and it was fucking great. There was, if I remember, I might be remembering it wrong, but I think there was a Mask and a Micro Machines mashup at one
Yep,
point.
there was.
Yeah, and those were like, I had a couple of those too. And again, Micro Machines. You want to talk about shit that you could sneak into school to play with? Micro Machines were right there.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing. I mean, we're not talking about toys specifically, but yeah, my number three. Since we were counting, we were told this would be counting.
Yeah.
My number 3 was Mask.
All right.
Did I say that?
I guess
You
you
did.
did.
Dude,
I'm a bad host.
All right. So moving on to my number 3. I'm shocked nobody's brought this up yet. Scooby motherfucking Doo.
Oh shit.
So,
Yeah.
you've got these fucking 4 potheads and their dog rolling around, just getting into adventures, solving mysteries. But the thing I loved about Scooby-Doo was the fact that every episode was a fucking mystery. It was like, I've always loved, like, whodunits, right?
Right.
I love, like, mystery novels. I love mystery movies. I loved Scooby-Doo. Even though, it was a kid's show and everything. But
Right.
I'm always, like, engaged, and I'm like, all right, it's either the fucking owner of the fairground or the fucking maintenance guy. So it's one of those two guys.
Yeah, it's some guy that animated him just right. We're like, yeah, it's that guy. I know it's
Yeah.
that guy. Like,
Well,
how can
exactly
you not
right.
see it?
Where he's acting all shady, and oh yeah, I just absolutely love Scooby-Doo. And then of course, all of the fucking the euphemisms for the fucking drug use, and Shaggy and Scooby and their Scooby snacks. Yeah.
Do you think that Scooby-Doo, when we were seeing it in our youth, right? Do you think that that's what gave us the idea of what a pothead was? Like, because let's face it, like in the 80s when we were watching the show, we didn't know what fucking potheads were. Like,
No,
maybe you did because you were living in California, but
Well,
like,
yeah, and my stepdad was a big pothead, but I
like,
digress.
is that our fucking, like, this is our baseline? Like, wow, these kids are kind of, there's something off about Shaggy.
Yeah.
There's just something off about Shaggy. And then come to find out, like, oh yeah, this is the dude. Hey man, this is the huge pothead man, right? And you think about it, that's fucking Shaggy. Like, looks at it with the stupid scruff, like just a little bit of
Right.
drawn half goatee.
Oh,
bullshit.
no, it's just like 5 fucking random, pubic hairs on his chin.
Right. And constantly thinking about food, letting
Yeah.
his stomach get him in trouble. Yeah, Scooby-Doo is a classic.
Yeah,
What
great
the
show.
fuck? Never trust a place called hydrocolonic.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did that come from?
I have no idea.
That must have been a Scooby-Doo mystery.
It's got to be, yeah. Yeah, I missed that one. That sounds really rough.
Yeah, and then of course when they made the Scooby-Doo movie, they went all in with the fucking drug references.
They
and
did.
everything.
Well, let's face it, Velma in the Scooby-Doo movie was fucking something to smurf your smurf with.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it just was.
Well, and then of course,
sexualized.
Jay,
ways.
Yes.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back did a great little Scooby-Doo bit also, which is fucking great. So,
oh my god,
I wish they would have brought that
Cut
back
out their
and
hearts and eat
reboot.
their fucking livers, man.
oh my god.
I wish they were hitchhiking girls. Sexy hitchhiking girls. All right, so yeah, Scooby-Doo is my number 3.
All right, my next one was Garfield and Friends.
Oh
shit.
I used to love. I would legit get excited that Garfield and Friends was coming on.
So didn't Garfield didn't they have they do a primetime special every once in a while? So I feel like that's when I watched it.
Did.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't play those all the time like they do the Peanuts though, because they're just as fucking good.
Yeah.
Garfield and Odie, I actually used to when I was a kid, I'd sketch out I could draw Bart Simpson, I could draw Garfield, draw Odie. You know, that's constantly all over the place. So Garfield in particular, I think maybe it might have been my mom was she liked the Garfield plushes, and then the Odie plush was one of the ones that I had, and it was enjoyable, not enjoyable enough to make my top 5. For sure.
I just loved Garfield's demeanor and just his general, I don't fucking care. Just whatever. You fucking piece of shit dog. Fuck you.
And it all tied in with the Sunday morning funnies and the funny papers.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, that was I hope nobody's going to mention it, but Heathcliff, the Garfield wannabe, he also had a Saturday morning cartoon.
Damn it, you just stepped on my dick.
Yep, sorry.
No,
did I just smurf your
honorables though?
Did I smurf your smurf on that one?
No,
Heathcliff,
but Heathcliff was great.
I see. I was not a Heathcliff fan. I wasn't really a Garfield fan either. Aside from drawing him,
there was 2 versions of Heathcliff though.
Yeah, Heathcliff was like the ghetto Garfield.
Yeah, exactly.
The ghetto Garfield.
It was the circle with another circle and a couple of circles, and it's a cat.
Yeah.
But just trust us. It's a fucking cat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be a real jerk off too. It's like a fucking New York, Brooklyn fucking style cat. Maybe that's why I didn't like it. Maybe it had too much of a fucking.
Because you know how these New Jersey and New York people are.
Yeah, fuck New York. They can eat a dick.
That seems really. I mean, shit's tight over there.
Wow.
Fuck New York.
There you have it. Fuck New York.
Fuck New York. Straight from the Gen X point of view.
That's right. Anybody who's listening from New York, fuck you.
If you don't chew Big Red,
fuck you. It's our next sponsor, Big Red. Who's next?
Is it me?
It's got to be.
My next one is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Fuck yeah, it is.
It had to be. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was life. Oh my God. I love the turtle van.
Yeah.
Once again, that was a correlation to toys with me.
So
they went back and forth.
Yeah.
Is that military brat? On the military channel, because I don't remember that being on Saturday.
In my head, I remember it. I didn't look it up. So if you're gonna sit here and call me a liar, that's fucking fine.
I don't give a shit. I just was wondering.
I'd have to do some.
My recollection of TMNT was mostly during the week.
That's true.
So but that doesn't change the fact that it was one of those fucking cartoons where there was just enough fucking snarkiness. You have the interactions between Michelangelo and Donatello and Raphael, and you knew all of these characters and how they interacted with each other, and there was just that sophomoric level of interaction, like they were brothers, that you could appreciate. It just hit you at that level. Not to mention the fucking toys were the bomb.
The toys were absolutely the shit. I had the turtle blimp. I had the turtle van. I had
fucking
I had it all.
So
the turtle blimp was awesome.
this was the point in my childhood where I was making that transition from toys to video games. So I more remember the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video games.
Right.
The one for the NES that was hard as fuck, but I did beat.
Oh, God,
and
yes.
then the arcade game version where it was like
The arcade game version was the better version, in my opinion.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was just more enjoyable because it wasn't kicking you into fucking dink every time.
But
And you
I
could
also
play with more players.
Right.
Yeah.
This was also around the time I was starting to hit puberty, and I happened to notice that they drew April O'Neil with the biggest fucking rack in that show.
Right?
And
Oh,
that was
man.
the only thing that I noticed.
Right? Yeah.
The internet is full of pictures of like Michelangelo reaching over for something, but it looks like his hands on her tit.
Nice.
Like
I-
internet is full of that shit. It's
I
funny.
am not looking for that on the internet, but if you need to
are
smurf your
now.
smurf to something, then yeah, go for it.
Speaking of smurfing your smurf, there's a porn star who goes by April O'Neil, and
As
she looks just fucking like her.
I bet you she's a Gen Xer. Like,
She
you
is
have to
actually.
be.
She like streams video games sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
she's,
so you've
she's
seen
pretty
her.
much our age.
Jason's all over it.
Oh, yeah. I know who she is.
She
Yeah.
looks exactly like
don't worry
the
about that.
cartoon version.
Really like the big hair
Well,
and like
the funny thing was she started porn under that name, years and years ago, and then eventually, like just a few years ago, they actually made a Ninja Turtles porn, and obviously they had to cast her as April O'Neil.
Yeah.
So
Oh, she was just
Reprise
angling
her
right
role.
before that.
Getting
Yeah.
some of that turtle dick. Getting some of that turtle dick.
It's like
oh, yeah.
eventually they're gonna do this, and I'm gonna be the one.
yeah, so she punched her own ticket at that point.
that's fucking
Or somebody
fantastic.
punched her ticket.
Yeah,
They smurfed her in the Smurf.
that's
what
right.
they did.
Oh, they smurfed all the Smurfs on that one.
Somebody's on the casting couch.
I searched April O'Neil, and she is the first hit on Pornhub.
See, I'm telling you, it's the truth.
Oh,
that's
my
fucking
God.
funny.
The thing is like I only know about her because I've been following her on Instagram since before she did porn.
No shit.
Yeah, but she's been doing that same like cosplay and all that shit for years,
Hey, whatever pays the bills.
right?
Hey man, yeah, shit. Fucking, if you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah, started at the bottom. Now we're here.
If
I'm
I was
just-
Donatello and I had a big staff, I'm just saying.
Like, oh, and hey, by the way, this is how you learned all of your fucking karate equipment, right?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is like
yeah.
between this and the Karate Kid, you know what a bow staff was.
Yep.
You never heard of fucking
Ninja.
The size.
yeah, you never heard of what a sai was until you saw it fucking used in
Right.
this show.
Yeah.
Like nobody would fucking know.
And since we're on the subject, can we talk about the fucking amazing movie that was made?
One of the best movies ever.
Yeah.
One of the best.
The one from 1990. we're
Yeah,
talking.
the one that fucking basically took the Howard the Duck. I don't know which came first. Howard the Duck came first.
Yeah,
right?
Howard the Duck was like 86 or something.
It took like some of the same technology, but put it in such a believable fucking like every minute of that movie was 100% believable.
Yeah.
Like even if you watch it right now, like that movie, like you 100% buy into it.
Oh yeah, because it's
Right.
practical effects, and it looks more believable than that like CG one that came out with fucking.
I didn't even
Megan
watch
Fox.
it. I again being an elitist like I am, I'm like, oh, I don't like this fucking Last Starfighter 2 unless there's like some fucking April O'Neil is making a cameo. I'm probably not going to watch it because I don't.
Star April O'Neil.
I'm losing my shit if April O'Neil did a cameo on that shit.
Yeah, this shit's getting real.
Hey, you know what, April O'Neil, if you're in it, then fucking hit us up at
You're
Gen
gonna
X
pay
POV.
$7.
Yeah, hit us up in the chat. We'll make sure that we
That's right. We'll go.
Put in a good word.
smurf your smurf.
I'll smurf that on IMAX.
Oh.
Yes.
All right, Dave. On to you, my man.
All right. My number two is Inspector Gadget.
Nice.
Inspector Gadget.
All right, I just have to. I know the song. I know the show. I fucking hated that show.
Really?
With a passion.
Come on,
Why?
Because Gadget was a fucking useless piece of shit. It was his stupid niece and her dumb fucking dog that solved every goddamn mystery.
Well, yeah, duh.
Gadget was a useless piece of shit. Fuck him.
He
Fuck that
was.
show.
He was a trench. He was a trench coat wearing fucking buffoon.
He was incompetent.
Yeah.
They put all this money into his fucking bionic body, and he couldn't do shit.
Because he was dumb enough to do it all.
But the whole thing was a take on Get Smart.
Yeah,
That was the gag.
I didn't watch Get Smart, so I don't know.
You never seen Get Smart?
Negatory.
Oh, it's funny.
with the shoe phone, and it's all these like plays on where. Listen,
Yeah, skip it and watch the one with Steve Carell. It's good enough.
Inspector Gadget was one of those shows where you couldn't. The buffoonery of fucking Gadget is what it is, and the fact that he was still maintaining some level of employment, like somebody would actually call him and say, "Hey, we need you to do some shit." Oh, by the way, Penny, fucking, can you and the dog actually fucking take care of this shit? Because we know you can't drive, but let him fucking fly you with his helicopter fucking hat and go Gadget arms. Just the vernacular. If you're talking about things that like entered into your vernacular as a kid, like, and it's stuff you still use today. If you go to reach for something, right? If you're not using the force to try and grab it, what are you doing? Go Gadget arm, right? Yep. You're saying, like, you're incorporating out of your vernacular. Now, obviously, whatever happened to you as a child, like, it's apparently Gadget smurfed your Smurf, and you're just upset about it. So that's why you can't fucking see it with the rest of us. But it was a fun fucking show. And the fact that
it was frustrating. I hated it.
No,
I hated the fact that he couldn't do shit.
And Penny the girl, they were fucking great, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that show. Good call, man.
Dragon Buddy says, "Go Gadget penis."
Whoa!
Listen, it was one of those things too. Like, as a kid, when you're watching the show, it portrayed adults as being fallible. Like, if you look at it and it's like, okay, here's the kid and the dog are actually nobody's watching that show thinking like Inspector Gadget's the one fucking solving all this shit, right?
Not like
Inspector Gadget.
Well, I'm looking at the highlighted fucking chat there.
Certified
the serial flasher.
That's a whole generational thing too, where you talk about like when you associate a trench coat with a flasher.
Yeah, like
right.
Hey, so 3 of us out of this 4, right? We all had fucking trench coats. Mm-hmm. Right? Circa 1990, whenever you went through fucking basic, you got issued a fucking trench coat. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, Brady's got one. I still have mine. I still have mine. It's still folded the way it was. Oh, no, you know what? That's a lie, because I had it dry clean, because I was actually going to try and wear it with a fucking suit. So I had it dry clean. But when I pulled it out of fucking storage, it was still folded the way it was supposed to be folded in your fucking your locker.
Right.
I know what you guys
with the liner. With the liner inside still.
Mm.
That one that's supposed to protect your Class A stuff, right? You're supposed to be able to wear it like in inclement weather when
Yes, it was your hey, it's fucking there's an ice storm in Lackland. Let's put this on you and fucking have you walk around like it's going to keep you warm, which it didn't.
That's the only time I never wore that thing. Granted, you guys got a longer service record than me, but did you ever wear that thing past
Never.
Nope.
Because it was associated with the uniform of the day, right? Because it was like when you're like Jason and I went through avionics tech school, right? So ours was a little bit longer than most. That would probably be the only opportunity you would have had. We were at Keesler Air Force Base. Nobody fucking... You're never on the fucking UOD was, oh, by the way, get your fucking your flasher trench coat out and wear that shit today. It was never on the list.
Yeah.
You'd go out there and
105 degrees, 100% humidity.
Yeah,
no thanks.
You're in your shirt sleeves trying not to pass out.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, I had a great big green suede leather trench coat that weighed about 804 pounds.
Nice.
And it had all these like hidden seam pockets that I could hide my dope in. So I'd get busted at school and people would be like, "Yeah, I know you got shit on," and I don't, because I can't fucking find the little pocket.
Nice.
You got 99 problems till they fucking get the dogs on you.
Right. Well, they didn't have those. I mean, they didn't have them in high school back then. So I skated by, but I always was packing.
That's fucking hilarious.
Nice.
The only way I made it through high school.
Anyway, number 2, Inspector Gadget. Saturday morning cartoon too. It was a Saturday morning until it got on Nickelodeon, where it was like more syndicated.
Sure, yeah. So this is basically my last one because my number 1 was Smurfs, which I'm assuming is yours.
My number 1 is Smurfs as well.
Yeah. So we talked about the Hanna-Barbera. There was a Hanna-Barbera show that took a whole bunch of the characters from different Hanna-Barbera shows and put them into these fucking races. And that's what the whole show was about. It was called Wacky Races.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you remember that.
remember
And it's like
that.
every fucking episode is like a new race,
Yep.
right? And they're all like
Yeah.
fucking with each other. It's basically like pre-Mario Kart, you know,
like
where they're all like trying to like fuck with each other.
Right. Yeah. Exit. Stage left. There's a car accident.
Yeah. So just a wide cast of characters just doing all kinds of crazy, wacky shit. I remember it was on for years. Like, it was one of those things where I think it actually debuted in the 70s.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it like through my whole fucking childhood, it was always on Saturday mornings because
Yep.
it was
Right.
just that entertaining.
Yeah, I remember.
So-
I remember that being on kind of at the tail end of like when normal life was actually starting to happen on
Yeah.
whatever was going on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 10:30, 11 o'clock time slot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, we're transiting from your normal the shit that you absolutely want to see to like, okay, here's some Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Right, yeah. The newest stuff was always first, and then
Right.
like as the morning progressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff
Then you
like
get
this
your
would-
Woody Woodpeckers, your fucking all the Hanna-Barbera joints.
Yeah. So yeah, that was always a fun one for me. I always really enjoyed it.
Okay,
I like
love
it.
those
That's
cartoons.
a good one.
Wacky Race.
I can still watch those to this day. Like I mean, like, oh yeah.
Well, like your boy in the chat, Troy Taylor, who's unfortunately a New Yorker, sad face, but he's like he's talking about how he's so young and he has to watch his shit on fucking streaming services. Yeah,
well,
we
it's
shall.
all on fucking YouTube too.
Yeah, well, but think about it. Even when some of the stuff,
Heavens to Murgatroyd. Oh no.
I forgot about that.
Oh, that
We-
was the best.
we got to watch,
Murgatroyd.
like even the Flintstones. That didn't come out. That wasn't new when we were watching it. I mean,
No,
that was
no,
all.
That was another one from
No,
like the
that's all
70s.
syndication.
Yeah, so we got to enjoy some of that stuff when.
Yeah, in the
when we were-
80s, we were salt and peppered with stuff that was made in the 60s and 70s.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
Popeye,
Right?
yeah.
Right? Yep.
Fucking Underdog.
Underdog. Yep.
Yeah. Pink Panther. Remember Pink Panther coming on? Which
Yeah.
I had no idea there was like a live action version of that.
Oh, I didn't
Well,
either.
when
At
I
that
s-
age, I had
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
Well, when I heard that there was, and I heard it was going to be on the movie channel, I'm like, all right, this is great. I'm like, where's the fucking Pink Panther? Who's this fucking dude in the suit?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
what the
the
fuck?
dude in the trench coat, by the by.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no wonder you have this aversion to trench coats. This motherfucker ruined Pink Panther for you. So, like, you know what? Trench coats are fucked.
Yep. Yep.
Yep,
I
that's
remember
what
when they remade that movie. What was it like in the early 90s? Maybe.
Oh, yeah, with Steve Martin.
And I was
and-
like,
and
so
Beyonce.
stoked. I'm like, oh, they're making a Pink Panther movie, and then I seen the poster, and it was like humans, and I'm like,
This is dumb.
No.
this is
no.
dumb.
I always enjoyed the fact that, like, in this area, Owens Corning fiberglass plant was in Barrington, which is a couple of towns down from here. My mother's father worked there. He retired out of there. Awful, horrific place to work. Can you imagine being working in some place where they fucking turn glass into fiber? Like
Yeah, no
that's how. Like yeah, it's not good for you. But the Pink Panther was Owens Corning's fucking mascot. So you'd see Owens Corning commercials, and you get to see the Pink Panther, and he even played the music a
Right.
little bit. So that was always a good one.
I interviewed at a place up here after the economy crashed in
Which
09,
time?
would it be?
It's bad that you have to specify.
Yeah.
Because I had gotten laid off from the job that me and Brady have now. And it was like it was an epoxy plant that they make like the little glue tubes that you put in your little glue gun, you know?
Okay.
And it was fucking horrible. So I got to imagine, you know, a fiberglass plant's got to be just as bad or even worse. But like you couldn't breathe the fucking air in there.
Oh.
There's people putting in 30 years in them motherfuckers. Fuck you.
Well, that's the thing. Like asbestos gets like the bad rap of that. Like asbestos is like this horrible carcinogenic, which it is. You know, you may be entitled to compensation for your mesothelioma, but regular fiberglass is just as bad. Like if you're
Right.
going to put that shit down in your attic, like you need to ventilate properly because when you're breathing that shit in, it is going to tear apart your lungs. It's fucking glass. It's
Right.
glass, people.
It's
The
all
best
sharp edges.
The fucking best part about living like basically downstream of a fiberglass plant was you get this giant, like this crystal clear green, like kryptonite looking fucking glass things would show up. They'd show up downstream.
Oh, in the water.
Yeah, so like if you had some sort of tributary that came off of there, like which we did, one of the fucking sewage runoffs down in the woods by my house where I grew up was near a fucking plant, and you'd go and you'd be able to pick up fucking these pieces, like it was like in early '80s, thinking about Superman and kryptonite. You'd be going down fucking picking up these pieces of kryptonite, and probably there's still some of them probably laying around my parents' house. But yeah, it was
when regulations weren't a thing.
Yeah, remember when OSHA was not a thing? Yeah, that was back in those days.
Back in when the Empire was in charge.
That's right. Fuck, get a railing right here.
All right, my last one is Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. That's another one. I'll still sit down and fucking watch. You know, as toxic as old Billy is nowadays.
You know,
I will still watch Cosby Kids.
The Cosby Kids, I only remember watching at school.
Really?
Yeah, we used to watch
in school?
At school. Because they always had a lesson. There was always a lesson. I remember watching the Cosby Kids at school.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of where G.I. Joe got that concept from. There was always a life lesson in Fat Albert.
I believe it.
What did they have an episode where they talked about like molesting kids? Wasn't that like a theme of
Oh my god, really?
I'm pretty
I have
sure
no
it was.
idea.
That's ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing that I remember the most, or that I think about the most when I think of Bill Cosby, is the South Park parody they did. Like this is like second or third season of South Park.
Right.
There's a, hey Yolanda, why's your eye all black and blue and shit?
Oh my god.
My stepdad popped me in my eye. Stepdad, you got off his ass.
This makes me think of is, do you remember Bill Cosby doing picture pages?
That I remember.
Picture
with the fucking the marker that made the
time to get your crayons and your pencils. Picture pages,
see,
picture pages.
it's
Time to
theme
get your
song,
picture
It's all
pages.
about theme songs.
Will Cosby do a picture page with you?
And
Yes.
that's when you slip something in your drink.
Yep. Others deserving mention.
Well,
Picture
you put it
pages.
into Dave's Jello.
Right in. Yeah, this is like a Jello. I had
The thing about the frosted pudding pops is what I have to tell you. You gotta have one and then you have the other.
It is amazing that man was like the poster child of like, oh, look at this amazing human being. Like this is a portrayal of an awesome father and like this and whatever good he could have fucking cured cancer, but at the end of the day, it was like,
He still raped 53 women.
exactly. I cured cancer and also fucking smurfed a bunch of fucking broads on the side in the fucking 70s and 80s.
I love how in this show smurfing and sweeting is something. Yeah.
Well, and you guys are gonna have to carry that over to future episodes.
Yeah,
too,
obviously.
So.
Oh God, yes, we will. Smurfing and sweeting.
We'll have to get a button that says I smurfed or smurf.
Yeah. I smurfed her so hard until I sweeted, and then
Oh God, that just sounds fucking filthy.
I got her
well,
smurfed.
yeah, that's the idea.
I got her smurfed because I pre-sweeted.
Got her smurf in the pre-Swede.
Oh Jesus, what kind of show are we creating?
I pre-sweeted all over her.
Nothing good.
Smurfs.
Nothing good at all.
So, others deserving mention. Luna Girl mentions the gummy bears, right? That was in my others deserving mention.
Yeah.
Again,
my wife just binge gummy bears. It's on the Disney Plus app.
Another memorable theme song as
yes, gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere.
Here are the gummy
Bears. That's fucking.
Yeah, we're going on tour, me and Dave. Check it out.
Right.
Oh my god. Yeah, gummy bears is on my list. Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I think that falls in line the same thing with DuckTales.
When there's danger.
Rescue Rangers.
That was a good one, but that was later too. I think that
Yeah.
How come the
I think they were
Chippendales
early
look
90s.
like Magnum PI and Indiana Jones.
That was the gag.
Yeah,
fucking great.
duh.
It was great.
Brady, Smurf your Smurf.
Spurs.
What's wrong with it?
Don't you fucking dare!
Jabberjaw was on my other deserving
yeah.
mention. Again,
One
just
with the
because,
shark, right?
yeah. Jab, 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 jabberjaw. You never heard of Jabberjaw?
That
Dude,
one must have completely.
it was a fucking horrific cartoon.
Maybe
But
that's why.
it came on at a point where like you could hear the fucking song come on and you couldn't get to the TV quick enough to shut it the fuck off before you got to the point where the fucking show started.
And then you're like,
And
well,
then
we're
at
already
that
this
point,
far
you might as
into
well
it.
watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was giant obnoxious shark that had a high squeaky voice and it played on the fucking Curly. It was like Curly from fucking the Three Stooges.
Speaking of sharks, you remember the show Street Sharks?
Oh my God, yes.
No.
They had
I-
roller
It was
and shit.
It was like what was the
Battletoads.
Oh shit. I gotta smurf my smurf. I'll be right back.
what's the West Side Story? There's the jets and the
When you're a jet to the end.
so that's what it's based on. There's two rival gangs of sharks. There's the sharks and the jets, but I can't remember what the other gang of sharks is. It's Street Sharks. Fuck off.
I'm just saying.
That's the whole elevator pitch. So there's two groups of gang sharks and fuck off.
And fuck off. Yeah, let's make it. Let's do this. Sounds good.
Yeah, we should
That-
do it.
Yeah,
Just about anything.
there had to have been a lot of cocaine flowing at that point. The 80s was full of it, especially
Pretty
in
much
Hollywood.
every one of these cartoons was pitched on a mound of cocaine.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you remember the RoboCop cartoon?
Vaguely.
It
Yeah.
wasn't on very long.
No, I don't remember it at all.
Might have been like one summer.
Yeah.
Are you all right? Dave just closed the door on himself. I don't understand what's going on.
That'll happen.
Sorry, I just
And
smurfed my
fuck
smurf
me,
a little too
bam.
hard and it smurfed.
It was dusty.
So
Oh, yeah,
Brady
what-
brought up Back to the Future. Do you guys remember the Centurions?
They
Yes.
were kind of like not Thundercats.
No, it was honestly it
Yeah.
reminded me of He-Man, especially because of the way
Yeah,
the figures
kinda like
were.
He-Man.
He-Man. Okay, then I'm thinking
Yeah.
of something different.
Because
they had these suits on and they could like strap on equipment to them. Like
Oh yes,
And
I
didn't the
do
characters
fucking
look
remember
like
they had
that.
all
He-Man
the little
Characters.
holes on
they
them.
kind of did, but they were more.
Yes.
Yes. They get interchangeable leg pieces and shit.
Right.
That was
They-
awesome.
And Tootsie Roll Pop fucking sticks would fit in the holes that you're supposed to put all the accessories into.
Now, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a pro tip there.
And honestly, you should use the end that has the fucking the pre-sweet side on it. That way it sticks.
Right, right.
Just again, pro
This was
tip.
Dave discovering things in his
Again,
adolescence.
now, this was another cartoon that was made just to sell a toy.
Yeah,
The idea was, hey, we want to make this toy. How do we sell it? Let's make a cartoon.
yeah, we're gonna make a cartoon, and the toy was fucking ridiculous. Fact is, at my
Luna
grandparents'
Girl's
house
mad.
right now.
Luna Girl's mad. Nobody said Snorks. I brought this up to you.
Snorks is on my fucking list. I
Snorks.
It was
just
the
haven't gotten
Smurfs
there.
underwater.
Yeah, Snorks was
Are
Smurf
we
underwater.
done? We started getting into.
No, I mean,
Oh, okay. You got.
Snorks is on my extended
Honorable
list
mention,
of honorable
okay.
mentions.
Yeah.
I
'cause
fucking
we've-
love Shirt Tails.
Yes.
Shirt Tails is
Holy
awesome.
shit. I totally forgot about that
Yeah,
show.
me too. Was that a
Shirt
Saturday
Tails-
morning thing?
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
Shirt
it-
Tails was on Saturdays.
I can't
No
remember.
shit.
I just remember Shirt Tails.
Yep.
Because they had like fucking words on their fucking shirts, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that shit changed and
Yep.
Yes.
Wow,
That was
I
half
forgot
of their
all about that.
communication. Their shirts would light up with what they were thinking.
so
Drinking
Yes.
Diet Coke. He's like, I never fucking heard of this shit.
Damn it! I got
And-
fucking ripped off.
in retrospect, it was probably a ripoff of the Care Bears, if you think
Yeah.
about it. Because, you know, the
Yeah.
Care Bears had their
Yeah, it
fucking...
very much so probably was.
Yep.
but
And they
still.
had that little car where they'd ride like 27 deep. Oh, be hanging out.
homies.
Well, yeah.
What's up, Vato?
In order to get 27 deep, you have to smurf a lot of Smurfs.
Smurf, a lot of Smurfs
They didn't. These Shirt Tails didn't worry about smurfing. They were all kind of smurfing.
all over.
Just gross. Pre-sweet hitting the trees.
And let's see.
So
So
they did need those sound effects done. Christ.
this the Snorks. I saw Brady doing that and then heard the crickets. Like, what the fuck? How are you making that noise with your mouth? See, the Snorks could probably do that because they had Like honestly, that's the apparatus for the fucking CPAP machine that I'm on. I've turned into a snork.
Right.
Basically, when I'm wearing this
thing
fucking
coming out of the top of your
it's
head.
right out the top of my fucking head. And is it the
toys
same
for
guy?
Those, by the way, their little fucking snouts were whistles. And they were the highest pitched fucking whistle sound you would ever hear in your life.
No shit.
I was barred from blowing that in both my house and my friend's house because it was so fucking loud and high pitched.
Were you smurfing that Smurf, and that's why you were barred from it?
They could do everything with those. They could fucking breathe through them. They could fucking drink through them. They could use them as a propulsion system.
They did everything.
You know they were fucking with them.
I'm
No,
sure.
Obviously.
They did
Obviously,
robot
Jason, you were
chicken
blowing them
episode.
for fuck's sake.
I think they did a robot chicken episode of that too.
Of the snort.
Of the snorks.
Of the
Oh,
snort.
I need to find
Yeah,
that.
the snorks like getting sexy with their fucking little doop doop doo.
So the one snork's name was All Star, right?
I have no.
But I don't
fucking-
remember none of the rest of them.
I don't
couldn't
remember.
tell you a single one of them.
I could tell you. I could draw one, but I couldn't tell you what the fucking names are or anything else.
I thought the snouts were their dicks.
Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Hey,
it
baby,
just-
you want to come snork my snork?
was it drawn by the
Sure,
same guy,
sure.
the Pele guy? Like that, because that's who did the Smurfs, right? It was like his signature was on everything. It was like I think it was Pele, Pele or something.
Oh, I have no idea.
Something like that. I know
Like,
what you're talking about.
All the Smurf figures, it had his fucking signature on it, and like even when we brought up the fucking the wiki. In fact, let's look at it. Yeah, see this?
Oh, yeah.
That fucking little signature is on everything, whatever the fuck it means. I don't know, but
You need to get finishing up. Jason's getting tired.
No,
Oh, yeah, well, my bedtime's in like 5 minutes, so yeah.
this motherfucker is 9
When you
o'clock.
get bigger,
Well,
they'll let you stay up later.
Look, he's in the gym at fucking 4:30 in the morning. So like,
Oh, it's true.
fact.
It's true. He's the only guy I know on my fucking Facebook feed who's at the gym at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning.
True
Yeah.
story. But I get up at 4.
I don't
work
see
out.
that.
Going to the fucking gym.
I don't see that shit on my Facebook feed until at least 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And by then it's already 4 hours old.
Well, you want to wrap this up, brother?
Anybody have any other honorable mentions they don't want to let go by?
I think we covered everything.
I think we
was
pretty much
thinking of.
covered everything. The only thing that we didn't talk about that I had Captain Caveman, but again, that was more for the fucking.
It's another one I didn't like.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. But Captain Caveman.
Hell yeah!
So I got a couple Thundercats. I don't know why we didn't talk about
Well,
Thundercat.
Well, that's a
Thundercats
weekly.
was- yeah, that was
What's
one
that?
of the
Yeah.
Okay.
the
Well,
weekly
that
ones.
makes
Yeah,
way more sense.
Yeah,
yeah.
Pound
Thundercats, Silverhawks. Oh,
pound puppies.
Pound puppies. I remember that.
Yeah,
shit.
Pound
I remember
Puppy.
the toys a lot more than the show.
Well, that was the
I
thing.
remember the show.
Yeah.
Underdog,
Yeah,
Mighty Mouse,
Mighty Mouse. Okay,
and Danger Mouse. I used to fucking love Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse.
Yeah.
Danger
Another good theme song.
Mouse. Yeah,
Danger Mouse was dope.
Is it?
I had Fraggle Rock on my list that we didn't talk about because it wasn't animated, so I didn't
Fraggle
figure
Rock,
add it.
Fraggle Rock.
Fucking
Plus, it
amazing.
was an
I used to
HBO
watch that all
show.
the time too.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, that wasn't like a Saturday morning thing.
I think it was
Well, it might have been, but it was on HBO. Like,
originally.
poor
yeah.
motherfuckers like me couldn't see that shit.
Hey, listen, you could have pirated cable just like the rest of us.
Right?
No, we couldn't have.
Then how did I do it? We didn't
Your-
pay.
Your father was like somewhat intelligent and knew things like
He
that.
did. He had a pair of fucking dikes and and some B&C cable.
Can't say Dice in 2020 at side cutters.
No. See, that is a fallacy, and I so we were having
phallus. First he says Dykes, then he says phallus.
Jesus, man, it's 2020.
look. Shut your Smurfs. So we had this conversation in the shop, right in Stanival, and we were talking about there was something big deal was made about how somebody in an electrical shop was like they got basically non-judicial punishment for using the word dykes.
What?
Right? Yeah. And it was this whole thing. It was on fucking the Airman NCO fucking Facebook thing and all that. They brought it up. So we were talking about it in a shop. And we're like, there's no reason that the terminology for a pair of diagonal cutters being dykes, if that's what the short version of that is, then that has nothing to do with anything based on sex or race or anything else. That is what it's called. It is the short name for it. Just like, you'd have for any other tool. So we're having this conversation. We're like, yeah, that makes it all, everyone is in agreement, right? So I was like, well, let's find somebody who may be offended by this.
Oh my
right?
God.
So
Of course.
I took to Reddit. And I went on the Reddit thread and found like the LGBTQ fucking rainbow, everything. I found the most colorful site or subreddit that I could find, and I posted the question. Right? This is what the term dikes, as used for diagonal cutters, that we use both mechanics and electricians and in the military. This is how we use this term. Is it offensive? All the responses were like, no, it's context. It's about context. Yeah. So I found a subreddit that actually had a bunch of intelligent fucking human beings on it that just weren't going to fucking be irate just for the sake of doing it. And there was a good amount of people that all upvoted it. Like, yeah, no, that's nothing offensive.
Most often people are offended for other people.
Right,
yeah,
right.
It's all white women's fault.
Yeah, so if I had gone to like, if I apparently I chose the wrong, like I went for the source document to get it straight from the Smurf's mouth, but that didn't work. I tried to like. Anyway.
What did we do with this episode?
I don't know, but Dykes, according to the gay and lesbian community, Dykes is not
of Reddit, the gay and lesbian community of Reddit.
Yeah,
of Reddit. Yes, I mean,
Dykes
is there?
Don't mind a Smurfy mouth. That's not what you said.
My mouth, so much smurfing in my mouth.
Oh my God. Wow. All right, man. Let's wrap this shit up.
Yeah, we did it. Do you guys have anything that you'd like to say to your audience before we close, other than disavowing any knowledge of the shit we just said?
I think we've done worse.
Yeah, no, our audience is used to this, as you guys know already.
I know ours is. In fact, ours usually instigates half of it.
Oh, finally, somebody heard my comment.
There you go.
About it being all white women's fault.
Yeah,
because they're the ones. Yeah. Like, did you watch the Bill Burr SNL fucking monologue?
No.
From last week. Oh, it was brilliant. Like a week and a half ago.
Really? I need to go back and watch.
He talked about how, you know, in this era of, you know, BLM and all this other stuff going on, how white women somehow still manage to like put themselves at the front of the oppression line.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is to be me?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So.
Speaking of which, today on Facebook, they had posted a thing. Jeff Daniels is going to be doing a benefit performance for a theater in Kalamazoo, Michigan, right?
Okay. Doesn't he does a one-man show, right?
Yeah. Right up front, this lady says, well, that doesn't interest me at all. And I immediately had to respond, well, nobody asked you, Karen. And when you look at it now, there's like 250 fucking comments of people going, what the fuck, Karen? Nobody asked.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic. Because I stumbled across it and I asked him, I was like, dude, I got to tell you about this. And he goes, oh, you're probably seeing that because I commented on it. And I fucking looked through the thing and he's like, yeah, nobody fucking asked you, Karen. I was like, oh my God, this is fucking beautiful.
That honestly, there should be a framed like that quote with the comment should be framed, and you should have it behind you in this thing because yes, I did this.
She flat out tripped on a herd of bees.
That's fucking fantastic.
But besides that, thanks to your audience for putting up with us for this whole show.
Oh, we're glad to have you.
This was amazing. I definitely want to get together and do this after a handful of episodes, and we'll do after school cartoons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make that transition
maybe some after school special stuff just for kicks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and as far as us for social media, we're at Gen X POV. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good shit, and then subscribe to us. That's the best thing you could be doing for us right now is subscribing to us on YouTube. Search for From a Gen X Point of View podcast on YouTube. Find us, subscribe. We're still trying to hit that 100 mark so that we can get our own URL. Pretty pleased with Sugar on it. Fucking do that shit.
Hell yeah.
And
help them out, guys.
Yeah, and we love you. Thanks for having us on. This was fun.
Oh, this
Yes.
is a great time. We're gonna definitely do it again.
And we're ATSW, the Escape Pod, on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all the other things that have any interaction whatsoever.
Yes.
iTunes and all the likes. So just the same, if you are fans of the Gen X point of view, we'd love to have you come over and subscribe with us.
Hell yeah.
We definitely don't. We wouldn't dare to step on the New Jersey dick. I don't think we got feet big enough.
No.
But we'd be happy to be friends of the pod if that's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Everybody make sure you like this video. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes. It really helps people find us. And if you do, we will read it live on YouTube or on the live chat. I will sit there and I will give you the reading it deserves.
But he will not dab.
No, if you ask me to fucking dab, you're just asking me to dab. I'm not fucking doing it.
All the dabbing. I missed all the dabbing. We could have been
it's
dabbing
so
this
gross.
entire time. Son
So
of a bitch.
No, don't do it. You want to get this next part?
I do. What's the next part?
Subscribe and download.
I'm just fucking with you. I know what we're talking about. Subscribe and download us on your favorite podcasting app. We're ATSW, the Escape Pod. Check out our pod family, the All Things Star Wars podcast from a Gen X point of view, use and abuse, layman's terms, Tactical Swede, and everybody else on the Podbelly Network. Check out Sofa Kings and
From a Gen X point of view.
again.
Yes.
Check them out.
Yes.
Thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you next time. May the force be with you, and go blue.
Go blue.
We are.
Oh.
Dude, I've pissed like 4 times and I gotta go again.